Hello, and welcome to another casual poke collector video. So this past weekend, I participated not in one, not in two, but in three pre-release events for Chaos Rising or Chaos Creciente here in Latin America with the build and battle decks or Combina y Combate. Whereas in these events, you get to open one of four pre-built 40 card deck that you can build on the spot with the extra booster packs that you get with each box, and then everyone is doing the same thing. And after 30 minutes of building and combining your deck, you get to play against all the other players that were present in that day. And it's very fun because it's such a different format from the regular leagues and cups and challenges. I am actually really liking this format quite a bit. So that's why this time I went to three instead of two like the previous time with Perfect Order. So yeah, I'm very happy about this. So maybe in the next one, which is Pitch Black, if I'm not mistaken, might go to two, three, or even four, hopefully aiming to get one of each of the four pre-release decks. So what we will do, first I'll show you a quick recap of my openings there with a quick voiceover narration, and then we're gonna show each of the decks and talk about them in detail. And finally, we're going to open up the packs that I got from participating, which are these prize packs in green, and then these two I got for coming in second place in the last one. So yeah, enjoy the triple opening recaps that I will show on the screen, and we'll come back in a bit. So the first of three events was on the night of Friday the 8th of May, as this event was a midnight release party for Chaos Rising, or in this case in Spanish Chaos Creciente. Here they were wishing us good luck and to start opening our packs. Everybody had their choices as to what they wanted from one of the four decks. I was really hoping for the Delphox one, and the guy in front of me was actually hoping for the Gudra deck. The guy across the table was not hoping for Ampharos, and he got Ampharos, so he was not very happy about it. But then we were all like very nervous and sharing our experiences about this. It's very nerve-wracking to open these things to, you know what you're gonna get one of four, but you don't know exactly which one of those four. So I was really hoping for the Delphox, but instead I got the Gudra. So that was interesting. And the guy in front of me got the Delphox, and he was like, oh shit, let's exchange. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes, we do. Okay, let's do it. It was really fun to actually do that, as I finally got the Delphox and he got the Gudra. We're both very happy. And yeah, we just exchanged the pre-built deck itself, and of course not the packs, because each person has their own packs, and the decks, the pre-built decks, are exactly the same thing, so there's no worry there. So after that, I went through all the packs that we have. We have four in the box itself that comes in the build and battle kit, and each store usually gives out three extra packs for us to open up as well, so that we can build our 40 card deck for this pre-release. And what I did in perfect order, and I'm also doing here, is that I actually like to open up first the pre-built deck. Some people like to open up their packs first, but I like to open up the pre-built deck just to get a look and get a feel at to the different Pokemon that I'm getting. Here I'm accelerating a little bit so that we can go through them really quickly, as it is pretty standard, the list. And at the end of the video, I'll show you in detail all the different Pokemon and such. So yeah, I was going through the list just to get an idea into what I have already. I was really happy that it included a couple of Pokepads, some rare candies, and some really nice supporter cards as well. And then after that, I was putting it to one side along with the promo card of Delphox. Really nice artwork, by the way. And now I was gonna open the first of the 7 packs. I was deciding on the order, and we're starting off with Mega Pyroar. Some people were already starting to get hits, some illustration rares, some interesting and useful cards as well. I was very nervous as to what I will be getting. I hadn't seen the list itself per se, so I didn't know what to expect so far. But yeah, we're starting with some basic Pokemon there. We have one of the Deoxys forms, Claydol, and we have our illustration rare from the very first pack. And the reaction from everyone around me was so satisfactory. And here we're comparing the two cards, because the guy in front of me got the Froakie and I got the Frogadier, and it is connecting art. So it was very, very satisfying to have that experience like in group. I know that usually you're opening up alone at home, and here my friend opened up a second Froakie illustration rare, so now he has two of them. Really, really fun. So yeah, the experience itself of opening up in group is actually quite interesting in comparison to when you're opening up by yourself, which is also fun, but opening it in groups is always very exciting. So here I'm accelerating a little bit so this video is not an hour long. And I'm going through all the different packs. So that first pack was very loaded for me with the illustration rare of Frogadier. Then the rest, I'm getting some regular Pokemon, some useful cards as well, and I'm already getting an idea into what I could possibly build for the game itself, which will be like the pre-release itself with 40 cards and four prizes, etc. I got a Goodra as well, which was one of the 4 Pokemon for the promos. Here I am in the 5th pack already, and so far I've gotten only the Frogadier illustration rare, and here we have a second illustration rare, which is the Clay Doll, and very beautiful artwork, beautiful design and coloring. And I also got another of the promos, so I have Goodra, I have Delphox, and now I have Crobat. Okay, and now we have the before the last pack with Mega Floette's pack art. We'll see what we get in this design. People were already going through all of their packs by this time. They have already opened everything. I'm still on the before the last one. We'll see what we get in this one. So far we've gotten 2 hits and no EXs, just the 2 illustration rares. We have the Chinchino there, very cutesy. And then here we have the Bubbly Water Special Energy. It's nice that this set has like the 3 special ones, the water, the fire, and the metal. The previous one had the psychic, the dark, and the fighting, if I'm not mistaken. And now the time has come to open up the last pack of today before we actually get to build the deck. We have a basic psychic energy, a few Pokemon here and there, and then for this last deck, let's see if we have any last pack magic with our holos. And no, we have a Ho-Oh that I actually included in my deck. That was it for the first event, which was really exciting. We even had pizza during that night, so that was really fun. Now I'm setting up the camera and everything for the second event, which was actually in the same shop as they had a night event and then a day event as well. The day event wasn't as exciting in regards to the people per se, but my pulls were very interesting. So yeah, in this one I was very hoping to get something different, but I got the Delphox, which was the one that I changed for yesterday. So yeah, eventually I did change it after the games with the Goodra one, but I will explain that later in the video. So yeah, I got the Delphox deck and then also 4 packs within the kit and then 3 extra packs as well. So yeah, as I was mentioning here, I was alone with this guy in front of me in the table, as the other area of the shop was a little bit more full. This area was a little bit less full, so it was less exciting, so less reaction than last night. It was a little bit more quiet in general, but I was honestly very happy with everything that I pulled here. I'm just like quickly checking the basics of the deck. And then I'm gonna start opening up each and every of the 7 packs. We're starting off with this first one. We'll see what kind of hits we will get. So yeah, this one we have a basic dark energy. Of course, these packs are in Spanish as I am based in Latin America. We have some basic Pokemon. We've already seen some of them from the previous event. And then in the first pack we have Delphox. Again, I have like 8 of them already. But still, very nice illustration and very powerful Pokemon for a pre-release format. And now continuing with the following pack with the pack art of Mega Pyroar. Such a beautiful Pokemon that is. We'll see what we get in this one. I forgot to switch the code, the energy. I just did it all wrong. I was very nervous. We got a basic fire energy here, following up with some regular Pokemon, stage 1s, some items, and here we go into the Holos section of the pack, and we got our protagonist of the season, Mega Greninja EX, and yeah, today was a little bit less euphoric from the people, but I was extremely happy about it, as it is such a very nice Pokemon to play with, and its design is very interesting, and it's like the main star of this Chaos Rising expansion, so very happy about my first hit. Going into the next pack, we'll see what we get. We're starting off with a metal basic energy, going off with Octillery, which I like really the design, as well as Kakuna, Patrat, which is such a powerful ability to cancel Monkey Dory and similar Pokemon. And then going up into the last spot, we have a Mega Pyroar full art. Amazing hit. Beautiful colors, amazing card. This is an ultra rare. I think this is one of the first times that I've gotten like a Pokemon ultra rare. I know that I have gotten ultra rares in items or tools, but not a Pokemon, so very happy about that. Here I'm just looking at the pack art design, the text and everything while I open up. As I've mentioned before on this channel, I like to generally appreciate everything that goes into this hobby, but of course in events like these I have to do it a little bit more quickly because we're under a very tight time to open up and build our decks. In this next pack we have our Ampharos reverse holo and a metallic as well. So between yesterday's event and today's event, I've gotten all 4 different Pokemon from the promo cards like Ampharos, Crobat, Delphox and Goodra. But yeah, so far I've gotten Delphox to play with yesterday after I switched it, and today I got Delphox as well, but eventually I'll switch it to Goodra. Yeah, opening up the next pack, we have also our sets of regular Pokemons. We have a Stadium there, and we have an illustration rare, the Froakie one. Very happy about this because the day before I had gotten Frogadier, the evolution, so now I have the connecting arts, which is very, very exciting. Later in the video, I'll show them in detail. So yeah, I was very happy so far with my hits. So far, 3 hits out of 5 packs. Not bad at all. Following up with our next pack, Code for Practice, Energy to the Front, and Shabloom, Water Basic Energy. Then we have our Crobat, Chespin, another form of Deoxys. Then going into the Holos. Oh, here my friend got the Xerneas full art as well, so such a beautiful design. Then we have the Skuntank, Fennekin, Reverse Holo, and of course Goodra, and a Mega Dragalge. Another hit and another Mega to check off from this list. So I've gotten 3 out of the 4 Megas in this pre-release. I've gotten like Mega Greninja, Mega Pyroar, and Mega Dragalge. I was missing Mega Floette. I didn't get it, but yeah, hopefully soon enough I will. Then in the next one, well, actually the very last pack, we'll see what we get. We have our basic Psychic Energy. Let's go through some of the Pokemon here. We have another form of Deoxys, and finishing up with Delphox yet again. So I have multiple copies of Delphox already, and yeah, if it was Doublade or Aegislash like in perfect order, that would have been amazing. Quick recap of all the hits that I've gotten: Mega Dragalge, Froakie, Mega Pyroar, and Mega Greninja EX. And now switching over to the third and final event, and this was the same Saturday but in the afternoon, so I was already pretty exhausted. It was like a total of 24 hours of pre-release. Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and in this one it was at night. And here in Chile at this moment it's starting to be winter time, so it was very cold. But yeah, it was really fun. Here the ambient was much nicer than the second event, and I finally got the Crobat, something different than Delphox. Very happy about that. And for me, I think Crobat had been my favorite out of the 4 because of its ability and its power and everything. And out of the 3 pre-release events, this was the event that I performed the best within the game itself, per se. So yeah, very happy about that. I was sharing with the nice person in front of me also like the different tactics from the previous pre-releases and everything. So yeah, I opened up the pre-built 40 card deck to see what we have within it. And during these events, I usually like to keep my table very tidy, like the garbage just to put it in my bag, and just like while I open, throw everything in my bag and I'll organize it later, or else like the table would get very clunky very quickly. So yeah, I'm going through here the deck itself, the Crobat deck, really nice. I love that the 4 pre-built decks have Pokepads included, so it doesn't make any one deck like more important than the other. But yeah, what made it more important than the other was the actual abilities and powers of the Pokemon. I'm looking at you, Ampharos. Useless in the pre-release, but yeah, this was a pretty standard deck with a very nice Pokemon and abilities and trainer cards and tools as well. I really liked playing with this one. Then after doing this quick checkup of the pre-built deck, I started going through the actual booster packs that I got. So starting off with the first out of the 7 packs, we have the pack art of Mega Greninja EX, and we'll see if we have any first pack magic. Definitely after that second performance with all those hits that I got from the pre-release, it was hard to top off, but we'll see how it goes. We have our Code for Practice, Energy to the Front, and starting off with Fire. following up by Froakie, a couple of regular Pokemon there. Then going into the Holos and Reverse Holos, we have Goodra again. So I have quite a few of the 4 promo Pokemon. Let's go into the second pack. We'll see what we get in this one. During these events, I really think that the correlation between price and pack quantity, I think, is really, really good, because at the end of the day, you're getting 7 different packs. You're also getting a pre-built 40 card deck, which is technically like 4 packs, and with a lot of hits for playability, including the Pokepad. Here we have our first hit of the night. We have the Cobralian EX, regular EX, but a hit nonetheless, so very happy about that. Now for the next section, we're gonna speed this up a little bit, as we have gotten mostly dupes in the last few packs, because by now I have opened about 20 packs in total from the 3 events. Very happy about the red card, also very useful in the card. A quick fix of the camera there. Then in the next pack, we did get a very nice hit, and it is actually the Clay Doll, which I got from the previous pre-release event. So I have a dupe already of an IR, so very happy about that. Then following up and speeding this up a little bit more, we still have 3 packs to go. And in this pack, we got a little bit mix of everything, but nothing too fancy. Then in this next pack, we were talking about one of the items that he got it and I got it as well. And then here we have the item yet again, and our third hit of the night with Chinchino EX. Very nice Pokemon with a nice ability, so much so that I actually integrated it into my deck. So yeah, finishing up with the last pack. No last pack magic here, and let's go back to the regular video. As you can see, it was quite eventful. Mostly in the second one, I got quite a few hits and very interesting ones, as well as in the first time. So I have the hits right here so I can show them on camera. I was very happy about everything that I got. So yeah, from the first day, I did receive these 2, right? The Frogadier and the Clay Doll. Then from the second day, I received, I think it was these ones. Yes, I think the second day was like very eventful, like the second event. I got the Froakie, which is the basic one for this one, another Clay Doll, the Mega Pyroar Ultra Rare or Full Art. Then we have a Mega Greninja EX and a Mega Dragalge EX. Very happy that I got 3 out of the 4 Megas from like the cover arts. The only one that I'm missing is Mega Floette, if I'm not mistaken. It's the one that she's in the back. Yeah, the only one that I'm missing is Mega Floette. So yeah, hopefully I'll get her in one of these packs. That would be epic. And then on the third event, I only got EXs, but still happy because this one in particular, I actually got to play it in my deck, because I did get them in Chino as a basic Pokemon, so I was able to build around it, and it helped me move on to different rounds. So yeah, I was very happy about that. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to clear everything up, and we'll talk about each deck in detail. So grab a coffee, grab a tea, as this casual's name suggests. I'm sorry, Cobalion. As this name suggests, that it's going to be casual. We're going to take our time to talk about each of the decks and their strategies. And yeah, so let's get to it. I don't remember which box is which, so we're just going to open them up and then we'll talk about them to see which one. So this is Goodra. Then this is Delphox. And then this should be the Crobat. Okay, so as you might have seen from the openings, what happened was very interesting. So the first one, I actually got Goodra in the first one, and the guy in front of me wanted Goodra. I wanted Delphox, so in the excitement of the moment, we switched our pre-built decks. So I eventually ended up with Delphox. Then the second event, something similar happened, that I already had Delphox from the first day, and I did pull a Delphox, and I'm like, no, it's the same one. But I wasn't able to switch with anyone before the actual game, so I played with Delphox again. But at the end of the event, I was able to switch my pre-built deck with somebody else that wanted the Delphox, and in this case, I was able to switch for the Goodra. Then the third and final one, I was able to get a Crobat. Very happy about that because it was one of my chases. These two were the ones that I wanted, and Goodra and Ampharos, which is like the fourth electric type. Ampharos was the least popular among like usability in the deck and everything. So I'm very happy that I got two of the ones that I liked. And this one I liked, I got it because I switched, but I wasn't able to actually play it. So I'm going to give you my idea into how the Delphox deck worked and the Crobat one, but the Goodra I won't be able to talk about it as much in detail as for the other two because I didn't actually play it. So let's start with the Delphox one, okay? So in this one, let me see. As you can see, like you can see immediately which cards are from the pools and which cards are from the pre-built deck. I did mix it up with a couple, but yeah, because they are like stacked differently when they're packed. Yeah, there we go. All right, so the Delphox deck is mostly, let's just put the Pokemon per se and to talk about what we did there. 1 second. Okay, so we have the Vulpix with Ninetales, and yeah, we have the basics here. Okay, so we have, oh no, wait, we still need the Bryson. Where is it? The stage, there we go. Okay, perfect. Not this one for now, and not this one for now. So this is the basic thing about this fire type deck for Delphox. So we had Fennekin, Braixen, and Delphox, and then we have Vulpix and Ninetales. These are our main Pokemon here, and of course we got a few like trainer cards like Pokepads, Energy Research, Energy Recycling, Rare Candy, and a couple of supporters to support that. But the main thing, or the main attacker, is Delphox, which is interesting because it has two very powerful things. The first one is the ability, which allows you to discard one fire energy from your hand into your discard pile, and if you do, you draw until you have 7 cards in your hand. This was very useful at many times if I had a small hand. Let's say I had 2 cards, right? One of them was like, I don't know, a regular card, and then this was my hand. Then for this ability, I discard 1 fire, and then I only had 1 in my hand, so I draw 6. And if this was the only one that I had in my hand, I just discard it and I draw 7. So this is a very powerful thing. To have one small detail that during the pre-release, because you have a 40 card deck, if you do this very, very often, you might get decked out. And for those of you who don't know, if you start your turn with no cards to pull, it's an immediate loss. So you gotta pay attention to that and do not overuse this if not necessary. Then the attack itself, which is for 2 fire energies, was a very strong attack for the pre-release format, which allows you to hit 30 damage for each energy card on the table in the whole game. Not just your active and your bench, is everyone. Every single energy card on the table counts for 30. So if there are like, I don't know, you have 2 and the other one has 2, so that's 4, so that's 120 and so forth. So it's a very powerful attack, but of course you gotta set it up, you gotta evolve it, you gotta prepare it. And some of the decks were a little bit faster at points. So in my first pre-release, I did somewhat okay with Delphox. In the second one, not that much, because in that one, I got the Mega Greninja, as you saw, like in one of the pools. And in that one, I felt the creativity to actually build around Mega Greninja. So I split the deck into fire and water. And by doing so, I killed all the consistency in my pre-built deck. So that's why the second pre-release, I actually got butchered. I got butchered up because I literally lost all 4 rounds and I came in last. In the first one, I won 3 rounds and I lost 1. And I was able to be among like the top 16. Which was okay. And then in the third one with Crobat, we'll go to that in a detail in a moment, I was actually able to come in 2nd place in total. All right, let's talk quickly about the Goodra deck. Okay, so this one, where are the pre-built ones? All right, this one here. Okay, so with the Goodra deck, which wasn't my favorite at the beginning, but then I eventually switched it. Let's talk about Goodra per se. Okay, Goodra is a dragon-based Pokemon. That's why usually dragon-based ones, they have like a plus and a con, like a pro and a con. The pro is that it doesn't have any like weakness or anything, but the con is that it's usually multiple energy types. So in this case, it's 1 water, 1 psychic, and it's 160 damage. It's a very powerful attack, but also has like a little bit of a downside that once you do attack, you have to discard your first card from your deck. So yeah, it has a plus, it has a minus, so it's a give or take, but it's a very powerful attack. Not like Ampharos, the electric type that had a powerful attack, but it blocked itself out from attacking the following turn. This one's negative point is that you discard 1. So it's a matter of luck what you get from that discard. And then the ability itself is that if your counterpart, your opponent, tries to retreat by using the retreat costs and everything, they have to throw a dice or they have to throw a coin. If it works out in their favor, they are able to retreat as they usually do. And if it turns out against them, either like tails or an odd number if it's a die, in that case, they do not retreat. So you block them in the active spot, so you are able to one-shot them in the following turn or kill them up. So yeah, it's a very interesting card. A lot of people did play it really well, and it matches up with both water and psychic Pokemon. So most of this deck is divided into these two types of energies. Then you have like all its evolution line, and of course a few of the psychic based one. We have Esper and Meowstic, and the rest are like the typical trainer cards. So yeah, that's the second deck. I didn't get to play it because I switched it up. Then the third deck was which was Crobat. All right, where do we have it? We have it around here. Okay, great. So the Crobat deck was very interesting because it has a really nice ability that it says once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can use this ability. What does it do? You can search in your deck for any card, like literally any card. You search for that deck, you choose it, you put it to one side, and then you shuffle your deck, and then you put it back, and then that card that you chose, you put it on top, which makes it a very strategic move for each turn or before each turn. So just before you finish your actual turn, make sure you use this so you set yourself up for success for the following turn. And in most cases it did really help, because in this pre-release there are like very few disruption cards, like I don't know, for example Judge, right, where you shuffle everything. So in this case very little cards can disrupt this ability, so you are already setting yourself up for success if you set it up correctly with good sequencing and everything. And for only one dark energy for 80 damage, it also creates confusion and poison for the opponent. So this is a very powerful attack. Of course, you gotta set it up really quickly. One way to set it up really quickly was using this one, Grimsley's move, whereas you look at the first 7 cards of your deck, and then if you find any dark-based Pokemon, you can put it immediately on the bench, even if it is at stage 1 or stage 2 in this case. So a good way to make sure you have multiple Crobats already set up, if you have this one in the active spot, you search for another Crobat, you put it on top, and then in the next turn you use this one, and then you are already pulling a Crobat that you can put immediately on the bench. Then on top of that, Crobat and its evolution line was also paired up with Quillfish, which has a very interesting ability that if it's in the active spot and it receives damage, also if it's knocked out, the opponent Pokemon is now poisoned. And if that Pokemon survives, in the next turn, this attack that usually does 30, now it does 80 damage in total, 30 plus 50, if it is poisoned. So if that Pokemon wasn't healed before your next turn comes, so for 1 energy, also gives an 80 damage. So this is also a very powerful Pokemon to keep at the beginning. And if you pair that up, that being poisoned with the ability, along with the Punk Helmet, which inflicts 4 damage counters or 40 points of damage for anyone who tries to attack me or knocks me out. So if I start the game with this basic Pokemon in the active spot, along with the Punk Helmet, I make sure that if somebody attacks me, they will receive immediately 40 damage, plus a poisoning, plus the 10 damage of the poison. So first turn and already 50 damage and poisoned. So that's really, really powerful. A lot of people were avoiding to attack because of this, because their basic Pokemon was like very low HP. So it was a very dangerous move to attack Quillfish on first turn. And of course, a few trainer cards, etc. But like this was the main event of here. And for this deck in particular, I also was able to pull Cinccino in one of my pools during this pre-release, and Cinccino is only a stage 1, so I was able to get 1 Minccino from my pool, so I was able to get it or to use it in my deck because I needed it to actually evolve it. And the Cinccino has a couple of interesting things. The ability itself is that if I get attacked by a Pokemon, that person throws a coin. If it is heads, the attack goes through. If it is tails, the attack does not go through. So a few times I was actually saved by this because they threw a tails. So in this case, the attack did not go through. And the attack itself, for 1 colorless, so I could use like the dark-based energy, for each energy that is attached to Cinccino, it does 40 damage. So what I did was start with Quillfish, set up my Crobats below with 1 energy each and have them ready whenever I need them, just like 1/1/1. And any other extra dark energies, and like I even use this ability just to pile them up at the beginning of the deck, I put them on top of this one, because if I put 2 energies, that's 80, 3 energies, that's 120, and so on. So this was very, very powerful card. I might actually integrate it into my regular decks because it's colorless. It can go hand in hand with any other decks or Pokemon types, and it's only 1 energy, and I already have the basic Pokemon. So this is a very powerful card that I might actually integrate into my decks. So yeah, that's it about the different decks. I was very also happy with all the different pulls that I got and the hits that you already saw in the summary videos. So yeah, that's it for now for the decks per se. The only one that I didn't get was Ampharos, but I'm not very sad about that. What we will do now is we will get to open all the prize packs for participating. So I got 1 prize pack per event. Then this one I did okay with Delphox. This one I came in last, which was like horrendous. And this one, because I came in 2nd place, I got another prize pack and 2 random Chaos Rising booster packs. So very happy about this. I almost got 1st place, but the person who won actually did have a really good deck, and he had a Mega Greninja that he was able to know how to play it, not like me with this one. And I was able to defend myself. I still had one prize pending and 1 prize pending for the opponent. And I had this one, and for 20 points, I almost won, but I didn't. I wasn't able to get 1 more energy. And then the Mega Greninja used its ability, and it discarded an energy to give me 6 counterpoints. And the whole thing ended up of me dying. But yeah, I'm very happy that I got in 2nd place. So we're going to clear this up, and then we're going to open up the packs. Okay, we have the 3 decks here to one side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to leave the regular booster packs to the end, and we're going to first open up the regular prize packs. As I mentioned, I am based in Latin America. That's why the prize packs are in Spanish. And the event itself is also in Spanish. When I usually buy sealed products, I tend to look for English-based products. But yeah, most of my collection is a mix of both languages. Let's start with the first prize pack. Let's see what we get from this one. Hopefully we get a hit. I am really hoping in the Chaos Rising ones, I get like the 4th Mega Floette. That would be epic. And then I would have all 4 ones. So yeah, let's go with this one. And shaboom, we have Ethan's Quilava. I know that I have Cyndaquil and Typhlosion, but I didn't have Quilava, I think. Then we have Team Rocket's Giovanni, followed by Archaludon, or Archaludon. Then we have a Holo Cosmos Dark-based Energy. That's 3. 2 more. We have Pull Snorlax. I've pulled quite a few of these with the prize packs. Followed by a basic Psychic Energy. That's pack number 1. I've always wondered, like, how often do they release these, like, Series 8 packs? Like, when do they release Series 9? Is it once a year? Is it twice a year? That would be very interesting to see what's up. All right, code for practice. And let's go with Team Rocket's Athenia, followed by the Gatorade bottle. Then we have En's Reshiram, very powerful attack. Lunatone with the Cosmos Holo. Then we have a Vitality Forest, very beautiful artwork. And a basic Metal Energy, that's pack number 2. Let's go with the 3rd one. Let's see what we get. We have code. I think, yeah, energy to the front. I don't know why in the prize packs I don't do it. I should. But yeah, it's like 1 energy plus 5. What I've noticed, which is interesting, by the way, here it says 6 extra cards, right, for the game. And here it says 10. But the difference is that this one is 6, including the energy. So it's 1 energy and 5 cards. Whereas this is actually 11 cards in total. So it's like 10 regular cards plus the energy. So that's interesting how they chose to represent it differently. Anyway, basic Metal Energy, followed by Gatorade. Shaman, very useful card for a lot of decks. Then we have a dupe already, Archaludon. Then we have another useful card for the Team Rocket's base decks, followed by the beautiful Cosmos Holo Latios. And then let's go with the final prize pack. Let's see what we get here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Basic Grass Energy, followed by Pesa Recia de Cynthia, which in English would be this. It's very useful for Cynthia's Pokemon because it gives 70 plus HP. Then we have the Wondrous Timepiece, followed by, oh, nice. Okay, so we have the Ethan's Typhlosion as well as Ethan's Kulava, followed by another Forest, very beautiful, and our Soul Rock, which is the counterpart for this one. All right, so these are the packs that we opened up for the participation prizes. Let's put them together here. And then let's open up these two. We have 2 Chaos Rising booster packs. Let's hope we get a hit. And let's see, I'm excited about this. Code for practice, energy to the front. Ooh, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Basic Lightning Energy, followed by Frogadier, Weedle, Quillfish, we already have it. Goomy, also part of the Goodra deck. We have Albato, Meowstic. Ooh, this is a very useful card. Very happy that I got this. I did pull, I think, 1 in one of my pre-release, or 2 if I'm not mistaken, but it is very useful because it allows you to, if your opponent has 3 or less prize cards left, you are able to play this item and they shuffle their hand to the bottom of their deck and they pull only 3 cards. So it's a very interesting card as long as your opponent has 3 or less prize cards left. Then we have a Reverse Hollow Wimpod, very beautiful illustration there. And then we have a Reverse Hollow Patrat, also another useful Pokemon because its ability, it doesn't allow any Pokemon to move damage counters from their bench or their Pokemon to yours. So yeah, and it doesn't allow yourself to do so as well. This is a very counter card for Munkidori and now for Ninetales as well, which has a similar ability. So yeah, this is really powerful. I'm glad that I got it. Then we have a Delphox. We have quite a few Delphoxes now. Very interesting. All right, it's such a beautiful art, but it's nice that it's a different art. Usually the promo one has a separate art, including the stamp, and this one has this art. Very beautiful card. Okay, great. So let's see pack number 2, which for now is everything that we got from Chaos Rising until the ETB is released in a few more days. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we get a hit, or an EX, or an Illustration Rare, or an SIR, or a God pack. No. All right, let's see. Energy to the front, Basic Grass Energy, followed by Phantom, very cute Pokemon. Followed by Trubbish, another cute Pokemon. Followed by Litleo, another cute Pokemon. Followed by Wimpod, another cute Pokemon. This is the cutesy pack. Followed by Delibird. Not as cute as the rest, but cute nonetheless. Followed, okay, this is not cute. This is powerful, but not cute. So we have a Deoxys, a very interesting Pokemon which has like different forms. And in one of the pre-releases, one guy was like getting all 4 forms. That's interesting. Followed by Matier, which in English has a different name. I'll put it on the screen. Followed by Reverse Hollow Ferrothorn. Okay, followed by Reverse Hollow Phanpy. Very beautiful card. And do we get a hit? We don't. That's okay. We have a Bubbly Water Energy. From the special energy types, I did get the water and the metal. I did not pull the fire one. I hope that in the ATB, I do get to pull it because I would love to have like one of each for this like special energies. So yeah, that would be it for now. As always, thank you for watching. I really hope that you like these videos as much as I do. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.